welcome to the Universal Studios tour. My name's Katie. I'll be your tour guide here this afternoon. Hello, welcome. Our driver's Adam. We also have another co-host. You may recognize him as the current host of The Tonight Show, as well as That's My Jam. Here he is. Take it away, Jimmy.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Katie!
And the greatest driver.
Adam!
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Katie!
owes me $5.
What?
So you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right, we do have a few safety rules to go over. All the vehicles in motion, please try to remain seated at all times. Also make sure you keep those arms and legs inside the vehicle. You may notice that we've got a red emergency cord that runs throughout the center of the tram, so if you do have a medical emergency, you drop something over the side, or maybe there's an issue with the audio or visual part of the media, no worries. All you have to do is just reach out, pull that cord, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. If you plan on taking pictures or videos today, that is totally fine. Just make sure you keep those cameras nice and protected. We do have some water effects here today on the tour. If you've got a selfie stick, just keep it inside the tram at all times. Last but not least, no smoking or vaping while we're out in the studio. And that's pretty much it for safety. So right now it looks like we are just about ready to say goodbye to the theme park and hello to the studio. We've got over 400 acres to explore out there today. For those of you who've been on the tour in the past, you may notice maybe the route looks a little different today. Maybe some of the productions I'm going to mention to you are different. Maybe myself, Katie the tour guide, maybe I'm different from the last tour guide you had. It's definitely what makes the studio tour so interesting, is hopefully it is a little different every time we come back with us here. Now one of the questions that we constantly ask the tour guides is, hey, are you reading from a teleprompter on your screen? No. So whatever's happening is currently happening in real time. I just have this cute little screen up here just so I can see what's going up on this bigger monitor for you all. And that's it. So we're getting started here. We're making our way down our movie poster timeline area. So if you're taking a look off of either side of the tram here today, you're getting a nice selection of some of the thousands of movies we've created here at Universal Studios over the years. Speaking of years, we've been here for over 100 years. March 15, 1915. That's when we first opened the doors here to Universal Studios Hollywood. And because we are a little city, that also means we have a very own fire department over on the right-hand side. You're seeing our Fire Station 51. It's a nice throwback to the television series Emergency! Exclamation point. Or if you watch Chicago Fire, they also go Fire Station 51. So again, real fire station with hardworking firefighters there. Something else that our city has that not a lot of other cities have, sound stages. In fact, our first sound stage will be coming up here shortly over on the left-hand side. You're going to get a chance to see our sound stage 12. And normally I'd say it's currently home to the hit show The Voice. But The Voice is actually moved a little further into our backlot area. However, if you are a big fan of The Voice, it still says The Voice on the sides. Feel free, if you want to snap quick pictures as we drive on by here today, you're more than welcome to do so. For the most recent season of The Voice, that was season 23, they filmed that over inside of Soundstage 31. The big announcement again is season 23, Blake Shelton, he is officially retired as one of the coaches, but it's Hollywood, so never say never. He could always come back as like a guest coach at some point. But there's definitely going to be some big changes for season 24. Now as we continue on here, coming up also on the left-hand side, we're going to see a couple more sound stages. And these structures are being used for shows like Ranch Crew, Hacks, and even the show Bel Air.
You gotta be aware when you get someone is you put egg on the cheese. You put cheese on there, so not make cheese this right. Whoa, I need to see something right. Probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew. You know, we gotta get one of these for next for sure. Yo, lucky for y'all, the Dave Shelley Mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. What have been your most memorable moments? How long? There's so many to choose from. You know, I love before your set when Will first enters, and at that moment his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit in that cold ice bath for hours. Yeah. And that was really fun. I still can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Yes, Transco's the best, and they got the smoothest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, we're gonna get a ride like this. We better go talk to Transco now and let these people get back to their tour. That sounds good. It's one rocket to drop. Oh, not it. I've got the keys. Come on, man.
there's that show, Bel Air. That's the one that's based on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Now, one of the departments that those gentlemen did forget to mention would be the writers, because without the writers, there would be no show. Now, something you'll notice here today on the tour, a lot of the productions I'm going to mention to you, they do not have to be NBC or Universal productions, and that's because it works like a big rental facility out here. So other studios, they may rent out our sound stages, our sets, our props. We rent from them, they rent from us. The only time we're really competing is at the box office or during award season. So as long as they're doing well, hopefully fingers crossed, we're doing well as well. A great example of that would be the show Never Have I Ever, which airs on Netflix. They actually filmed seasons 2, 3, and 4 out here in our lot. They filmed off to the right-hand side here inside of sound stages 16 and 17. And before they moved inside of those structures, those same sound stages used to be home to this show, The Good Place.
You, Colonial Street. Cool. This location, the afterlife. Come on, I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. We're going to the bad place.
Maybe not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Currently, we're taking you all through an area known as Sitcom Alley, which essentially means we've had a lot of sitcoms or TV shows filmed out here over the years, including a lot of the shows you're seeing up on your screens there. Although, quick disclaimer, not all of these shows are filmed on our lot. They just all happen to fall under that NBC, Universal, or Peacock umbrella. And then off to the left-hand side, yeah, we got a celebrity signing today. That's right, we got Ted hanging out here on the lot today with his little martini glass in hand, of course. Ted's probably celebrating the fact that there's a new TV series that is all about him, Ted, that has been filming here in our lot over the last couple of months, so very exciting news for our Ted fans. The martini glass he's holding on to back there, a nice reference to a filming term, martini shot. So when you're on set, you hear something called martini shot, you're going, yes. It means it is the last shot of the day, and then you get to go home and make yourself a martini, if you're of age. So he's just hanging outside of our production bungalow area off to the left. This is where our pre-production, or the planning process, takes place. In fact, we're about to pass by 7 Bucks Productions. That's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's production bungalow here on our lot. We also have Monkey Paw Productions out here. That is Jordan Peele's production company. Those are the folks who brought us the film Nope. Mark Platt, he's got a bungalow out here. He's very busy right now. He's working on the upcoming Wicked productions. There's going to be a part 1 and a part 2. And of course, on the left, you all are about to see bungalow 5195. That one used to belong to Mr. Alfred Hitchcock. He was the master of horror and suspense out here on our lot.
My name is Alfred Hitchcock.
Today, though, that area does belong to the De Laurentiis company, so those are the folks who brought us all the show Hannibal. And then if you continue to take a look over on the left-hand side here, you're seeing a couple of our newer sound stages. They look a little different. We've got a couple of executive offices and dressing rooms on the front-facing wall there. But those structures, they're being used for shows like World of Dance, America's Got Talent, Will and Grace, when they did the reboot for that show. Very recently, Lopez versus Lopez. They were doing some active production inside there just a couple of weeks ago. And then the very first production ever to grace both of those sound stages, that would be Hairspray Live. So for that production, anytime it looked like they're filming inside of a building, they're filming inside those sound stages there. Anytime it looked like they're filming outside, like in a big city location, they were filming off to the right in our metro sets, which is where we're currently headed to next. So most of the sets that we're about to see, they're facades, which means we're just going to be seeing the fronts and sides used for exterior shots. In fact, the first area we're going to explore today is known as Brownstone Street. In fact, I can show you all a quick example here on your screens. This is for Bruce Almighty, starring Jim Carrey. So you can see the Brownstone steps there on your screens. Same steps, just across the way on the right. This area may also look familiar if you saw Home Alone 2 Lost to New York. That's the same apartment area where the robbers are trying to break in. This next area of the back lot, really easy to transform these next sets because all you have to do, go right on Back to the Future. Welcome everyone to our Courthouse Square area, better known as Hill Valley, from our Back to the Future films.
Actually, the back lot of Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax of Back to the Future.
I had scenes of it in the cocktail when I led. There's the ledge that back wall. I was standing inside, looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
Now, you may notice that the clock tower structure off to the left-hand side versus the clock tower on your screens there, they look a little different, and that's because that set is different. We've actually placed one facade or one fake wall in front of the original facade to give it a more generic look, and that's because they filmed 5 seasons of Ghost Whisperer out here, so they want to make this area not quite as recognizable to all of our Back to the Future fans. Plus, we have a lot of commercials that like to film out here. We've had shows like Parenthood and Rutherford Falls do a lot of active production out here, so it's kind of like our Anywhere USA town, if you will. But it looks like coming up next, we're going to take you to a more specific location in the U.S., specifically New York. So at this point, welcome to the Big Apple.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Different productions that have filmed right out here on our New York street. That includes NCIS, Criminal Minds, The Amazing Spider-Man, and even the show American Ninja Warrior.
Hey Studio Tour, this is Akbar Vajapia Miller, and did you know that we filmed American Ninja Warrior right here on New York Street? In fact, we built the entire course in just a few days. Take a look. Be sure to watch this season on Mondays on NBC and stream next day on Peacock.
Now for The Amazing Spider-Man, this area looked very different for that production. They actually draped green screens over the sides of our facades. That way they could change up the cityscape however they wanted to. So Andrew Garfield and his stunt double, or Spider-Man, they were real. They were actually out here in harnesses jumping from rooftop to rooftop. It was just the background that was all CGI or computer-generated imagery. And again, we do call this area our New York Street, but doesn't have to be New York. In fact, if you saw Transformers, they actually transformed this area into downtown LA. Fun story with that, good old Michael Bay, director of Transformers. We all know he likes things that go boom in his movies, right? Lots of explosions. So originally, he went to the mayor of downtown LA and he said, hey, I want to blow up some buildings. And the mayor said no. So then he came out here to the Universal backlot where he set up facades or fake walls in front of our facades. One take shoot, they had the stunt double for Shia LaBeouf. He's holding that Allspark under his arms. He's running past the buildings. The buildings are exploding right next to him. That happened on our New York street. This same location has also been transformed into Chicago for the Blues Brothers.
When the Pinto fell and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago,
When people ask me all of the movies I've ever done, like, was the most satisfying and the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive, and train with the best stunt people in the world, and got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's guest because this dude walked into his house.
During the shooting of the movie, John was missing, we couldn't find him.
Danny went off looking for him and saw a light on in his one house and knocked on the door.
I said, sir, we're doing a movie down here, we're looking for one of our actors. Oh, John, yeah, he's on my couch. He came in, he had a snack a couple hours ago, he's sleeping. He was America's guest, I mean, literally that.
All right, so it's like right now we've definitely left that concrete jungle behind, and instead we're about to take you all to the literal jungle as we head on over to Skull Island with director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to have to recognize. I saw that movie on TV.
I missed the bridge.
8 or 9 years old.
I was so scared of that bridge when I was at 8.
I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. We really put a lot of thought into the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. You know, he is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderful.
Alright, so as we start to head on in, just make sure you're being seated for your own safety. Hang on to your loose belongings, hang on to your loved ones, and welcome back to Skull Island. As we head on in, for those of you who are planning on taking pictures or videos today, that is totally fine. Just make sure you hang on tight to those cameras. It's about to be a bit of a bumpy ride. And we do ask that you keep that flash option turned off. One of the most intense experiences on the planet. And Peter Jackson, I know he directed King Kong, but he had a lot of help on those special effects back there. From the folks over at What It Digital, now officially known as What It FX. They've won numerous Academy Awards for fun films like Avatar, Lord of the Rings, and King Kong. And I'm sure you guys can go ahead and hang on to those 3D glasses. You'll definitely need them a little later on here in the tour. But if you take a quick look up at your screens right about now, you can see that room that we were just in. Those screens that were 40 feet tall and 180 feet wide. In fact, the original King Kong used miniatures about 18 inches tall. But then for Peter Jackson's version of King Kong, he used over 800 miniatures throughout his entire production.
The audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Looking in the movie, you're always people are looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shops they're working on. Here you are, people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one hand shot, and this tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This one represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a picture film. That amount of visual information, that number of pictures, and presenting it to the audience is a hell of a ride.
That's right, it was quite a ride, and in just a few we're going to be showing you all a different sort of ride. We'll be showing you some of our picture cars. So picture car, that's going to be any vehicle that's seen by the camera, whether it's in a movie, TV show, commercial, or music video. Start us off here today over on the left-hand side. We've got that Deuce Coupe back from American Graffiti, as well as that Magnum PI Ferrari, which does have an actual fiberglass Ferrari shell, but on the inside it's got a VW engine. A few of our vehicles from our Back to the Future Part 1 and Part 2 flicks, as well as a few of our vehicles that are back from the past. Our Flintstones cars, truly universally green vehicles out here, all foot-powered cars. Really, they're converted golf carts. For my Harry Potter fans, I recently moved this blue vehicle out here. And then for my Fast and Furious fans, I know we just have one car display right now, but I have a feeling we'll see at least one more vehicle a little later on here in the tour. For my Jurassic fans, a couple options for you today. And then for my Jordan Peele fans, also a couple options for you. And then the last couple picture cars you see in there, they're all from Transformers, including the one in the center there that kind of looks like a tank. In fact, everything on the outside is actually made out of the lightweight wood material. It's a lot easier to move around on set, a lot easier to blow up if need be. But guys, looks like right now, looks like we're going to go ahead and switch gears here. In fact, I am going to let this guy introduce our next location.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Hammond. That's right. In just a moment here, we're going to be taking everyone back in time as we take a look at some of the picture cars, props, and set dressing pieces that were used in the first 3 Jurassic Park productions. I know yesterday, my Jurassic Park fans, we celebrated that big 30th anniversary for when Jurassic Park first hit theaters. For those of you who are fans of the original Jurassic Park The Ride, you may recognize one of the dinosaurs. She was relocated up to this area when we transformed that ride into Jurassic World The Ride. So she'll be over on the left-hand side, sort of towards the tail end of this location today. And then for those of you who saw Lost World Jurassic Park, you may recognize the mobile lab unit, also coming up here on the left. In fact, I'm showing you the same scene up on your screens here where it's featured. But this mobile lab unit, just like that tank from Transformers, it is also made out of the lightweight wood material. Looks like it's being dragged off the edge of a cliff by that angry mama T-Rex. Well, that cliff on your screens, that is a parking structure on our front lot. We've just dressed it up a bit for this particular scene. We've got a crane on top, dangling it right off the edge. Oh, looks like some of the dinosaurs got out of their cages. Oh my goodness, I had no idea that was gonna happen. Oh man. No worries. If you guys got spit on today, it's just dinosaur acid. It's going to wipe right off of your skin, so no biggie. Back lot as well as in all of our Jurassic movies. That would be thunder. Because typically here in Southern California, we get sun almost every single day, although I know the last couple of weeks it's been cloudy, but usually it's a lot of sun, right? So that means if we have a script that calls for rain, for thunder, for lightning, we have to create those weather effects here on our lot. If we have a script that calls for snow, all of that snow is going to be delivered to us by a company called Snow Business, because there's no business like Snow Business. That really is their name and their slogan. Now, if we have a scene like the one I was just showing you, here I'll re-put up on your screens here, from Lost World Jurassic Park, which I mentioned really did film on top of a parking structure on our front lot, you'll notice there's rain, there's thunder, there's lightning. So we've added in all of these weather effects to really emphasize this already very scary scenario of being attacked by an angry mama T-Rex. But the rain on your screens there, that's going to be CGI, computer-generated imagery. The lightning effects could be CGI, could be strobe lights. The thunder effects, those are going to be added in post-production. And since we're still on topic of weather, we're actually going to go ahead and give you a little live thunder demonstration today as we make our way down the hill here to our Old Mexico area. You may recognize this upcoming location from productions like Nacho Libre, Three Amigos, a Lady Gaga music video, music video. Criminal Minds, Beyond Borders filmed out here. They actually filmed 2 different episodes in the same location, and they called it 2 different areas in each episode. sounds like they've activated some of the thunder. Looks like some lightning effects as well. Great. The thunder effects, those are all strategically placed speakers along the set. Normally that would be added in post-production, but for presentational purposes, we have them along the set. Oh, and it looks like they've activated the rain. Great. The lighting effects, those are strobe lights, creating that effect for us here today. And then for the rain, those are sprinklers, shooting the water straight up into the air, allowing the water to fall down naturally to the earth, just like rain would. You know, normally at this point in the tour, this is where they turn off the rain effects. Weird. Like we don't really go into the tour right now. Okay, whatever you want to do. Moments, so that way, oh boy. Okay, looks like all the rain just goes for something. I'm very happy to know that all that black flood water you see there, it's all recycled water. Recycled, I bet that's the very tip-top of that hill. And we just saw flash flood up close and personal. You may have also recognized that location if you saw this movie, Big Fat Liar.
You can't run a wolf, kid!
Yeah, we'll do about that. Alright, so after that flash flood, we're going to take it nice and easy now. We're going to hop that border, mosey right on down. Our 6 Points location. Now out here in 6 Points, for those of you who saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you see this area and a bunch of scenes from that movie, specifically the scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio and the little girl took place out here. And since we're right around 6 Points, at least at this point in the tour, we're about halfway through. So here's that first friendly reminder for you. We still have that red cord that's located directly in the center of the tram. So if you do have a medical emergency and drop something over the side, maybe it's an extreme bathroom emergency, you do have that as an option. Otherwise, we'll just remain seated, continue on here at the tour. Now, something else we noticed around us here today, a lot of door frames out there, and they are all different sizes. That is done on purpose because a few of our Western cowboys were a little on the shorter side. So what we would do is we would stand those shorter cowboys up in front of one of the smaller door frames. That way they would appear bigger, brawnier, stronger. And then maybe that female co-star, maybe she was a little taller, so maybe they cast someone like me. I'm almost 6 foot, not quite, almost there. But then they'd stand me up in front of one of those taller door frames. That way I'd appear a little more petite, a little more vulnerable, in need of saving, if you will. And it makes sense a lot of our cowboys would be on the shorter side because back in the day we were really looking for folks who knew how to ride horses. So we would end up recruiting horse jockeys. Typically those gentlemen are going to be smaller in stature, so it definitely makes sense. Plus, you go back, you watch a lot of those older Westerns, you'll notice they always seem to have a water ditch that runs directly through the center of town, but there's never any water in the ditch. That's because that is meant for that female co-star to stand in, so when she's walking next to that cowboy, she's going to look ever so slightly shorter than her male co-star. So, now you know. Now, as we turn the corner here off to the left-hand side, you may notice our lovely Park Lake location out there, which maybe you recognize if you're one of my horror fans on board the tour. That area is also known as the Black Lagoon. From Creature from the Black Lagoon. It was also the ocean in McHale's Navy. Basically, we used a bunch of miniatures, did some nice close-up shots. So at home, you believed we were filming on the ocean, when in reality, right out here in Universal Backlot. For my Desperate Housewives fans, the area was also featured in an episode where they go to dump their friend's ashes and then Susan ends up falling over the side of the boat. Same location out there, so now you know. This same street was also featured in the film Nope. It was right towards the beginning of the movie when the siblings are leaving the movie studio lot and they're like arguing back and forth in the truck. This is the same roadway that they're driving on. And then as we continue on here, it looks like coming up next, we're getting the chance today to take you over to our little Europe area. So for those of you who are my fans of The Good Place, welcome to The Good Place, at least for those exterior shots. In fact, I know I played you all this clip a little earlier. I'm going to go and replay it up on your screens here just so you can see what this area looks like when it's fully dressed up for a production versus what we're about to see out here today. Now, maybe you never watched The Good Place, no worries. Maybe you're one of my Disney fans on board the tour and you recognize this area as Genovia from Princess Diaries 2, a royal engagement. It's where they held the princess parade for the royal wedding. This area was also featured, remember, in the late 90s. Disney did a revamped version of Cinderella starring Brandy, Whitney Houston, and Goldberg. They used our town center area for that production. And then Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, they filmed a whole bunch of scenes out here as well. And then honestly, what this area is really well known for, monster movies.
You know, so we pick the monsters. Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Spencer, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, classic. It's just brilliant.
That Frankenstein image, it's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by it. George Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie was really scaring them.
They're still ringing on memories now. We love them.
And the complete opposite topic from those scary monster movies, over on the left-hand side, you're seeing this nice family-friendly set. This house set was originally designed for a show called Home and Family, which aired on the Hallmark Channel. It was a daily talk show that used to film out here in our lot. But they've since wrapped things up for that production, so now we have a couple new shows that will be using this set. One of the shows is Bel-Air. Again, that's the one that's based on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. For season 1, it was an influencer's house. The show Never Have I Ever did some filming there for season 3. And then if you like those like baking competition shows, the show Baking It, they did some like Winter Wonderland scenes out in the backyard area there for season 1. That was the one with, it was co-host, it was Maya Rudolph and Andy Samberg as the co-host, and then the judges are a bunch of adorable, hilarious grandmas. So it's a good time. Season 2 of Baking It also filmed here on our lot. It just filmed a little further in our back lot area. And that was with Amy Poehler and Maya Rudolph when she took over for Andy Samberg while he was working on some other projects. Now, for those of you who've been on the tour in the past, you might be thinking to yourselves, wait a second, Katie, what about Earthquake? Well, it's off to the right-hand side, but it's currently under refurbishment, which means we actually get to take you down a street that we rarely ever get to go down. This is our Denver Street location. It's nice to talk about this area. I am from Colorado originally, but no, Denver does not look like this. But Denver Street's one of our continuations here of our western areas. So you'll notice off to the right-hand side some more like saloons and whatnot. In fact, this is a great place for bar brawls to take place. So a lot of the woodwork on our western sets, it's not actual wood, it's like foam rubber, so those cowboys could like literally bounce right off the wall if they were pushed violently into the side of one of those sets. Maybe like this guy, where they're pushed violently through that glass window. That glass window was not actual glass, it was candy glass. It's like a flimsy breakaway material where it's not actually gonna harm our actors, but it looks really great on film.
How dare you hit that man!
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
All right, so as we continue on here today, maybe at this point in the tour, maybe this is where you're like, you know what, Katie, I'm still a little traumatized from that whole flash flood effect. You know what? No worries, okay, we got you. At this point, we're going to try and make it up to you all. We are about to take everyone on a nice little vacay. We're going to head right on over to Amity Island. It's a small New England town, but don't worry. We have caught that great white man-eating shark jaws. He's hanging out, literally, over on the right-hand side of the tram. In fact, my friend George, he's a police diver. He's out in the water right now. He's just checking to make sure everything's all clear for us, just in case we decide we want to hop out. We're going to go for a nice little afternoon swim. Uh-oh. Looks like there's something out in the water there with George. Hey, George! George, you might want to swim back to your police boat, buddy. George? Oh, George, I want to get to be out there, and here they are. Okay, you know what, folks? No worries. We're just going to move up a little further here. We're going to hide behind these flammable gas tanks. I bet that is definitely going to be the next safest place where we can hide. Okay, hopefully whatever's out in the water will take the bait. It's attached to the yellow barrel. Okay, looks like the barrel is moving out there. That's a good sign. Oh. Okay, well, that looks like it's attacking the dock instead. Well, they said there were no more sharks out here, so, it must just be. Oh, that's a shark. This is nicknamed Spielberg's lawyer, still his lawyer to this day. But Bruce out there, he was as much of a menace off screen as he was on screen because Bruce was originally designed for freshwater. But director Steven Spielberg decided to do most of the filming right off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, so as soon as Bruce hit that salt water, he also hit the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean floor.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio lines. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited.
The shark worked well enough for a while there and everybody was excited. So I really owe the shark a lot.
If you take one last look over on the left-hand side, you may also recognize that location as Cabot Cove. That's right, that is where we filmed 12 very successful seasons of Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Or maybe you like those horror movies that are so bad they're kind of good again. If you saw the movie Birdemic, they did film one scene out of our Amity Island area as well. As we continue to make our way uphill here, coming up on the right-hand side, you're about to see our chicken ranch, which was originally designed for this production. The best little whorehouse in Texas. Also heavily featured in Rob Zombie's House of 1,000 Corpses and Del Mayo's Sorry for Party Rocking music video. So this is a great example of a practical set.
That was one of my favorite movies.
On the inside as well as the outside. Great example of a facade in the backyard, just the fronts and sides. It's from the television series Attaboy, which filmed out there for about 2 seasons.
I might watch it.
And then as we start to turn the corner here,
There's
for those
3
of you
movies.
who are my desperate
There's House of 1,000
Housewives
Corpses,
fans, welcome
3
everyone
from
to
Hell,
Wisteria
and
Lane. This is where they
there's
wrapped the
another
8th
one,
season
the
of
third one.
Desperate Housewives. Now, even if you never watched that show, no worries. You've probably seen this neighborhood before. We actually call it Colonial Street. So, for example, come up here on the left, this lilac-colored house, that's actually 1313 Mockingbird Lane. That's where we filmed the original Munsters TV series. Right next door, this bright yellow house, if you're watching the show Never Have I Ever, that's where the main girl, Davy, that's where her character lives. Right next door to that, kind of the slate gray colored house with the red doors there, the side yard area. That was featured in the very last episode of Superstore. It was a big barbecue scene that took place out here. And then this area has actually been closed off pretty sporadically here over the last couple of months because that new TV series, Ted, again, the one about the super adorable but very naughty teddy bear, Ted, they've been doing a lot of active production out here. So if you plan on watching that show, definitely keep an eye out for this neighborhood. Another very popular use of this neighborhood is car commercials. We've got this nice turnaround point here. It tends to showcase those cars quite nicely in a very traditional looking neighborhood. Now, most of the homes that we're seeing out here today, most of these homes, they're either facades, so just the fronts and sides, or they're shells, meaning they're all 4 walls, but nothing inside. So for the most part, we're just using this neighborhood for those exterior shots. If we were to film inside, basically, we're having our actor walk up to that door, they're starting to open the front door, they're waiting for the director to yell cut, and then everything else that's filmed inside, that's all built inside of a soundstage. We'll edit those 2 scenes together, so that way it looks like it's one continuous location. So I do apologize if I'm breaking some parts today. You can't actually live on Wisteria, but it's still really neat that we get the chance to explore this area on the studio tour. In fact, let me go ahead and show you all a couple more quick examples on your screens here of other productions that have used this neighborhood. The Burbs with Tom Hanks, Casper the Friendly Ghost, the whole opening scene filmed out there. Nelly filmed a music video out there with Kelly Rowland. Smash Mouth, they filmed their all-star music video in that neighborhood. A lot of bright colors and animal prints. Animal House, they did a spin-off TV series in that neighborhood. So it really has been used over and over again. And then as we continue to make our way up the hill here, we're driving up to our Wilderness Roads location today, so you'll notice some nice greenery on either side of us here. If you saw Bird Box on Netflix starring Sandra Bullock, this was the wooded area where she was with boy and girl and they're trying to get to their safe location. This same street was also featured in an episode of 911. It was a big car crash scene that involved a limo that flips over. So the moment that limo appeared on your screens at home, At that moment, it became known as a picture car. So up next, we're going to show you all some more examples of picture cars. For those of you who've been on the tour in the past, you may notice some things have changed out here in the studio, especially this next section of the tour. We recently moved a couple vehicles out here from the Transformers productions. The cute little yellow Mini Cooper there, that's from Mr. Bean's Holiday. The yellow Doozebird in the center there, that's from The Mummy Returns.
We're gonna go over there.
We've got a creepy ice cream truck kind of in the back corner there, right next to that big white truck. That's been featured in a couple of our mazes here at Universal over the last couple of years for Halloween Horror Nights. And then for my Fast and Furious fans, as promised, at least one other vehicle for you. We've got this picture car from Furious 7. Now, all of these vehicles, they're all currently parked right alongside the motel we have out here in our lot. Some people say the owner of this motel, he's a little different. I say the owner of this motel, he's a little psycho. Welcome everyone to the Bates Motel and the Psycho House.
We all go on that sometimes.
Oh, looks like my friend Norman Bates is home today. Hey, Norman. Hey, buddy.
He doesn't notice us.
Huh. All right, looks like he's a little distracted right now. Looks like maybe he's getting ready for a road trip or something. Oh, he's so romantic. Look at the way he's carrying her. Oh, what? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's just remain calm. Let's just play it cool. I don't think he's seen us yet, so we're just... hey, Norman! Hey, buddy, we didn't see anything, Norman. Oh, you got a knife, huh? Okay, Norman, look at here. Car 3, car 4. You got no chance! Oh, no, Norman. Oh, no, Norman. No, Norman, stay. Okay, I just can't paraforing. We don't make it out of there alive. Alright, we're going to go ahead and leave that Psycho area behind, and instead we're going to continue to make our way up the hill past that original Psycho house, where we are about to show you all one of the most spectacular sets we have here on the Universal backlot. Welcome everyone to Steven Spielberg's crash site from War of the Worlds. And this is an actual Boeing 747 that was specifically destroyed for this set.
The airplane crash site is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steve. Some people sit down to talk about it's just something we don't see. You're doing good. Keep it. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Down close. Robbie, get in. Get in.
At this point in the tour, we've got about 10, maybe 15 minutes or so left to tour back at our unload area. So here is that final friendly reminder for you. We still have that red E-cord that's located directly in the center of the tram. So if you do have a medical emergency and drop something over the side, you still have that as an option. Otherwise, we'll just remain seated, continue on here at the tour. Off to the left in that back corner there, you may notice that lovely log cabin, which was originally designed for this fantastic comedy, The Great Outdoors, starring John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. And as we continue to make our way up the hill here, coming up over on the right-hand side, you're about to see a portion of our Jupiter's Claim area there. It's from Jordan Peele's latest movie, Nope. Now today you'll notice they're doing some construction work out there, so we're going to be passing by bits and pieces of Jupiter's Claim here today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries. I've got Kiki Palmer here to tell you just a little bit more about that production.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kiki Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's the bad news?
I'm still gonna watch it.
Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Claim.
Did you see a UFO in that cloud?
Yep.
pointless scene. Nothing like this.
No.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Nope.
Hell no.
Now, for those scenes for Jupiter's Claim, those actually filmed on location over in Santa Clarita. So once they were done with their production, they wrapped up those set pieces, brought them out here, so we can all enjoy them on the studio tour, even if at a distance today. Now, it looks like up next. Oh boy. Okay, folks, looks like right now we're actually taking a slight detour off our scheduled trim route. I do apologize for this small inconvenience, but it looks like they are redirecting us into Sullivan's Truck Repair Shop. Great. Okay, I'm gonna have to complete with you all. They prepped us. This may be happening. It looks like it's happening to our tour right now. Apparently, you have a witness on board. Saw something that already shot it as a criminal mastermind. Whoever the witness is, remain calm, remain seated. For the rest of us, hang tight. Hopefully, we'll have someone out here in just a few moments who will be able to explain to us what our next step is going to be. So again, no need to panic. I'm sure we've got everything. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you in Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Okay, cool.
We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row. You know what I'm saying? So look, see over there? It's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. But that work of art back over there is made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, only one. Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay.
Alright, so at this point in the day, you do not need to put on those 3D glasses. I will let you know when you're going to need them. But Sullivan's Truck Repair Shop, a really well-known street racer hangout area. It also happens to be a really well-known street racer party location. Oh my goodness, you guys. I think we are way overdressed for this party. I'm just going to say it.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party, and where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Neil?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got slightly.
First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Combat suggestion clear out here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold it forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting.
Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck.
Okay, so it looks like right now we are currently being moved to yet another location. So at this point in the day, it would probably be a good idea to go ahead and put on those protective 3D glasses. Notice how at this point in we'll just remain seated for our safety. I'm sure it's just one big misunderstanding.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime!
Don't think you're getting away! Find them!
Way to go, buddy. Don't land another missile shot! Not gonna happen! Don't worry, I got this! Woman, don't shoot! Head over the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold!
But I like it. Yeah, I like it.
It's such an honor to be part of this family.
It's a family now. You can always count on family.
And again, guys, whoever that witness is out there, we got your back. And at this point, the tour is pretty much time for me to say goodbye. But before I say goodbye, I'd just like to say on behalf of myself, Katie, our driver Adam, and everybody here at Universal, we hope you all enjoyed your exclusive Hollywood access. Also, if you all have still held on to those 3D glasses, we will be returning these for the 3D glasses bits here in just a few. And then honestly, at this point today, just want to say thank you all so much for joining us here. I know the last few years have been really crazy for all of us, and a lot of us have heavily relied on movies and TV shows to kind of help us get through everything. So the fact that you all are back here today, celebrating and appreciating all that hard work that goes into your favorite movies and TV shows, it means the world to us. So thank you. And on that note, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. Now, as we make our way back towards our unloading area, take this moment, look around you, make sure you gather up all your loose belongings before we get you back out to the theme park. The theme park, we're open until 10 o'clock tonight, so you still have plenty of time to explore out there today. Maybe at this point in the tour, you're like, all right, Katie, I enjoyed myself, but real talk, I need a bathroom. No worries, I got you. You're going to head back towards those escalators. Restrooms are going to be located over on the left-hand side. Now, hopefully at this point in the day, you've already downloaded that Universal Studios Hollywood app. That's where you're going to get more information about that Super Nintendo World location. We're going to give you the show times, the wait times. It's going to help you navigate the rest of your day in the theme park, so I highly recommend downloading that. And in just a moment here, our wonderful Studio Tour ambassadors are going to open those gates for you. So just make sure you're watching those arms and legs. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Thanks for coming on board.
Wow, that was so amazing.